NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school volleyball, where the Jackson Center Tigers will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Superior Aluminum, and NK Telco. You're looking live here at the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium, where the Jackson Center Tigers will take on the Russia Raiders. I'm Brandon Coburn alongside me, Tanya Hamilton. It's funny to take a look at this matchup. The first game between these two went 5, and you're maybe hoping that's a prelude or a foreshadow to what tonight's game is going to be. Take a look first at the Jackson Center Tigers through the first round of Shelby County League action. They're 8-3 with a 5-1 record, just that lone league loss to Fort Laramie, and they got a variety of players that can hit you in a variety of ways.
You're exactly right, Brandon. This Jackson Center team, mindful, has a lot of juniors in their starting lineup, but they're mature in their play that they've had over the last couple years. You know, these girls have been playing varsity since they were freshmen, and Kim Metz, you know, boy, she's never reloading. She keeps things steady and they keep going. So this is going to be a fantastic game, you know, as they went 5-1 in the first round. But this is a critical game for the Raiders tonight in league play. Yeah,
take a look at the hometown Russia Raiders. We did that game Thursday against the league leaders in Fort Laramie and took it on the chin to a more veteran Laramie team, lost in straight sets to them, and trying to get back on track here and could, like you said, score a huge victory. Probably would be their biggest win of the season going forward if they can defeat the Tigers on the home court.
Absolutely. You know, going 5 games at Jackson Center, Coach Watkins really felt like that was a battle won in sense. But now we're over halfway through the season. These Raiders got to find a way to connect on some of those bigger games. They're winning the games they should win. Now they got to win some of the games that they're not predicted to win.
And especially, you know, you take a look really outside of Ronnie Poling and Carly Scott. It's a young team, too, that haven't played in really big games. I mean, Poling and Scott have, but outside of those guys, it's a young roster.
And I know you're going to see some changes tonight from Coach Watkins, and he's just trying to figure out what the best combination is. So come tournament time, they've got the right team on the floor to make a run like they have in the last couple of years.
We'll step aside here, come back with our national anthem player introductions. It's all coming up here next on NK Telco Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Going through the Jackson Center lineup here, the non-starters by my sidekick here, Tanya Hammond. Take a look at the starters. Number 5, senior Kiana Suttles. Number 7, senior Paige Guy. Number 12, junior Presser Reese. Number 14, junior McKinley Riker. Number 20, senior Macy Kloppenstein. Number 24, junior Maren Ludwig. And Libero is number 2, Grace Prenger. The Tigers led by a longtime head coach, over 500 wins, 2 state titles under her belt in 2015 and 16, Kim Metz. And the Raiders introducing the non-starters. The Raiders coached by head coach Aaron Watkins here in his 8th year ahead of the Raiders helm, the all-time Raiders wins leader. It's been posted on social media. It's the 50th year of Raider volleyballs. The starters for the Raiders: number 1, freshman Celeste Borchers. Number 2, senior Ellie Scott. Senior number 4, Ronnie Poling. Senior number 5, Emma Daypor. Senior number 11, Emma Mulliken. Number 12, Hazel Francis. And the Raiders head coaches Aaron Watkins, assisted by David Strunken. The Raiders going sleeveless tonight, and it's a little chilly in here with the air conditioning tonight, but the Raiders decide to go sleeveless, which seems to be a new trend here in this area, and some girls wearing leggings on the floor instead of spandex has been the trend here this year in volleyball for some reason. But going on here, let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, taking a look for Kim Metz Jackson Center Tigers.
Brandon, for the Tigers, their keys to the game are they want to take care of the court. They want to have every possession to be meaningful. They want to take control of everything that's going on in the game, even when they're on defense. And they want to be mindful of what's happening around them. They want to be thinking ahead of what's going to happen on the next play.
And taking a look for Aaron Watkins' Russia Raiders to try to bounce back from that Thursday loss.
For the Raiders, tonight, Aaron's keys of the game are, sorry about that. He wants to keep a high level of communication. The Raiders need to bring the energy. You know, tonight's crowd is not near as large as it was against Fort Laramie, but they've got to feed off the energy of the crowd and their and of each other. And they need to spread the offense out. We've talked about that throughout this year, not only relying on Ronnie Poling and Cardi Scott, but trying to spread the offense around. In addition, they need to serve to score. They need to be aggressive. You know, against Fort Laramie, they were jump serving most of the time. They weren't taking the easy way out and just trying to get the ball in. They need to continue to be aggressive to win this game.
When you take a look at the Raiders, you did talk about some changes in the pregame, Tanya. Emma Dapor going to be the setter here. As that setter role has evolved, and trying to replace Maya Manin from last year, and they're still trying to figure out that identity, but senior Emma Dapor taking over that role early.
Emma's done a very nice job. She's got very nice hands, and sometimes she finds herself, she's trying to pick up the pace of the game, and you saw that early on in the year against New Bremen. You know, she was used to a JV pace of a game, and when you come to a state caliber team, you know, the pace is much quicker. And you saw her against Laramie adapt to that better than she did earlier in the season against New Bremen.
Ronnie Poling trying to tip it over, gets it in. According to the line judge here, the Raiders had 3-1 on the First National Bank First scoreboard. And I think you really hit it on the head good, and talking about spreading the offense around. You know, Ronnie Poling's going to get her kills, going to be a first team all-league selection, but spreading that wealth around is important. Couple errors by each team, and it's a 3-1 Raider lead early.
So you can see the confusion right now. Coach Watkins has changed things up just a hair. So now they're only running that since last Friday, where they started making some changes. So now we got some confusion. So hopefully it doesn't cost the Raiders a point, but we shall see.
And Ava Gibson going to come in to serve. Been one of the better Raiders servers this year in terms of leading the Raiders in aces. Back row, Klopfenstein going to go outside to Reichert, dug out by Flippo. Gibson, the freshman, going to Poling in the middle, but Poling's going to go long. It's going to be a double hit anyway, it didn't matter.
I know the Raiders have changed up things defensively a little bit, so you hear the term rover when you hear a defense, and I know Coach Watkins talked about going to a perimeter defense, so we'll see how that works out for them.
Raiders add a system here. They're going to free ball it over. Free attack here for the Tigers. They're going to go outside to Reese, and they don't get it to cross. This attack is led by McKinley Reichert, who comes in with 156 kills and makes Klopfenstein with 110. Then you got kind of a variety of girls that have 30, 40 kills. So those two get the majority of attacks, but you got some other players that'll pepper in and help them out.
Right. They seem to be the go-to girls, and you know, McKinley Reichert, you know, I've watched her play for this is her third year now, and she is just athletically fit, if that's the right term. You know, she has the right body style, the right attitude, the right grit. She's the type of player that every coach wants on their team.
You can tell Kim Metz coach player as well, as Raiders go outside to freshman Hazel Francis. Dug out by Ludwig. And go out to Reichert again. Another attack, and a lot of attack airs, serving airs for the Tigers early. They find themselves in a 6-2 hole against the Raiders.
That's the scoring right now. We're not seeing the kills. You know, we've seen a little dump kill. It's not any different on the stat sheet, but you know, it's just not as finesse. Let's go that way.
Second time I've seen the Tigers, seen them play Anna earlier in the season, as a couple substitutions come in. D. Lichtenberg comes in along with number 6 Avery Jackson. They run a variety of setters out there too. Jackson Center does, as well as a knuckleball serve there. It is out of rotation, and they're out of system there, and can't get the ball to cross.
You know, the Raiders need to win this game to control their own destiny versus relying on a Jackson or an Anna or a Fairlawn to maybe upset Fort Laramie, which I don't know that can happen. But, you know, it would be awful nice to travel to Fort Laramie in October and see if the Raiders can pull out and maybe essentially get a tie with the Redskins if they do get some help from somebody else and lose another game.
Yeah, Fort Laramie been obviously a very strong team. We talked about how they were 30-2 in sets. They did fall Saturday to St. Henry, so both their losses have been to St. Henry this year. Jump serve, nice diving serve by Ronnie Poling. And the Raiders doubling up the Tigers 8-4 here. Tigers have had some attack errors, not had a kill yet. Poling with that jump serve. One of the better serves we've seen here all year. Nice dig by Flippo. Poling going to do some setting for the Raiders here. Scott off the blockers. It's back to the Raiders side. Gibson going to go out to Scott again. Senior, the freshman. Dug out in the back row by Prenger. Tigers go to the outside. That ball not going to be down quite yet. Scrappy Raider defense. Ball back to Reichert in the middle. Tips it. Nice effort by Gibson, but McKinley Reichert gets her first kill.
That's the volleyball we thought. Maybe they all need to get warmed up a little bit, but that's what we thought we were going to see from the get-go. Things are starting to move. We're hitting some kills. Courtney Flippo at the libero this evening had a great pickup there. You know, Grace Prenger did as well. You know, in that rotation you saw where the Tigers went to Reichert several times.
There's miscommunication on who's going to get that first touch there. Tigers go to the middle there, but Suttles could not handle it, and it's going to be 4 hits. Again, these teams went to the max 5 here as Emma Dapor going to come in. You see Ronnie Poling doing some of the setting, man. You know, she's really playing that all-around position. And
she has very nice hands. And as we've seen traditionally in the league, you would, especially like a Fort Laramie, where you saw where you have a bigger girl that might take the setting duties, which Ronnie Poling probably could. With a little bit more time, I don't know that she couldn't. The only problem is who fills her spot in the back row. You know, that we've talked about that before. That's a new position for her this year, is playing all the way around versus only playing in the back row, then going and getting a break. Now if you're a setter, now you're really more involved. Yeah. So what does that look like?
Macy Kloppenstein with the kill there. That's her 111th kill on the season. As Suttles will serve for the Tigers. They just go to the middle, and the Tigers get a touch on it. Reichert will hit it flat-footed back to the Raiders side. Dapor going to set backside to Molenkamp. Back over on the Raiders side. Scott goes up. Touched by Suttles, and it's going to go up and down for a Raider point. Carly Scott, her first kill.
And I don't know how far wide out this camera gets, but if you can see on the right-hand side this basket down, I don't know if you talked to somebody about this, Brandon. They have a mechanical error on it right now, which is going to take a lot of time to fix, apparently. So hopefully, I think the Raiders are home Tuesday against Houston. They couldn't get it to go up. There's some tangling up in the wires and things, so that can throw you off. I mean, especially if you're used to walking and throwing the ball up and then serving, that can throw you off.
And there's an ace for Marin Ludwig. First ace for the Tigers.
Especially Poling. She starts out in that middle and walks up. That can be distracting.
Ludwig.
Unfortunately, they don't switch sides like they did pre-COVID.
Yeah. One of the changes out of COVID that I'd really kind of like.
I do kind of like it too. It keeps me non-confused a little bit.
Keeps the pace going.
A little bit.
Seems like that's been a trend across a lot of sports. Just this pace of play. And Carly Scott with the kill, gets the serve, but hits it long.
Professional baseball.
Yeah. We'll see that. We'll see the change with the 1-and-1 kind of being axed completely out of high school basketball.
I forgot about that one. I'm going to have to read that one up again.
And there's an ace. Now the serve game for the Tigers picking up here. Ace for Macy Kloppenstein. She has 19 aces now in the year. Dapor going to go to the right front to Molenkamp. I don't think it ever crossed. And 4 hits. It was the Raiders up 8-4 at one point. It's now turned into an 11-all tie.
everyone seems real nonchalant. Like they're going hard after things, but it's just kind of everybody's going through both sides. I don't think it's one way or another.
And there's another ace for Klopfenstein, make that 20 for her on the season. And the Tigers take their first lead of the ball game, 12-11. They were struggling to get in the system. Dayport had to play it tight to the net. Pulling up is going to get called for being in the net. Right
yeah, I
call
believe
there.
she reached over, broke the plane.
Yeah.
While the other team was trying to.
That was the right call.
Can we hook our microphone up to Sterling and ask him?
I wish. You've seen all these officials get microphones. I'm going to assume they can communicate back and forth with the other official.
And I do like it because we were here one evening where an official did not have a microphone. And he walked over to the other stand to see what he called and talk it over. And again, it just took time.
It's that pace of play.
Yeah, when we have the technology, that's not something that actually is for the better of the game.
And there's another ace for Klopfenstein. Coach Aaron Watkins has seen enough and wants to call a timeout. It's 13-12. I think that's wrong on the scoreboard, but we're going to take a break here on NK Telco Sports. Tigers ahead of the Raiders here on volleyball here on NK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, it's a 14-11 lead here for the Jackson Center Tigers. On the Dayport in the middle, Ronnie pulling, puts it away. And that's what the Raiders were hoping to spark out of the precision strip timeout. Ava Gibson, Samantha Bell, the southpaw, back in for the Raiders. Serve. Reichert just got it to cross, picked up by the freshman Hazel Francis. Ava Gibson back over on the Tiger side. Klopfenstein. Gonna go to Reichert. Dug out nicely by Scott. Hazel Francis gets the kill. Man, Raider defense creating offense there.
Defensively, the Raiders have been pretty good so far. It's just that serve-receive little run that gave them a little hiccup, but Carly Scott and Courtney Flippo have done a fantastic job.
And the Raiders going to get an ace right back. And we're knotted up at 14, exactly what Coach Watkins wanted out of the timeout. Gibson trying to get the Raiders the lead back. Ludwig going to set in the middle to Reese. Reese tries to dink it over. Gibson trying to make a play on the ball. Ludwig to Reese. Outside. Scott can't catch up to it, and that's going to be a kill for Coach Guy. Turns it over. Gibson. Nice play by Ludwig to keep it alive for the Tigers. Free ball back over on the Raiders side. Prime opportunity. Gibson over to Samantha Bell, who puts it down. Samantha Bell is seen with her first kill of the match. We're knotted up at 15 here in set one. The junior varsity matchup went to the Tigers in 2. 25-22, 27-25. Ludwig tries to go on 2. Fortress pushes the ball over. Goes down to Reichert. Dug out by Scott. Bell tries to go.
Nice move.
Boy, Samantha Bell.
That was a great decision.
Samantha Bell, the senior, contributing big back-to-back kills. He wasn't going to be able to set it or anything, and just her being left-handed helps her out there, too.
Right.
It goes to Reichert, and that's a tag team block. credit that Poling got pretty much most of it. Bell will get credit with the block assist.
I mean, Reichert's getting the ball. Boom, boom, boom. You've got to adjust to where she's at. I would rather see Ronnie probably follow her a little bit. Rarely are they going to anybody else. I would follow her and single block everybody else.
Reese sends it long. It's a 7-1 Raider run since Coach Watkins called his timeout. Football, serve. All 4-10 of her. She digs it out in the back rope. Gibson goes the outside to Celeste Borchers, and I think that hit the pole, and now they're calling it. Yep, line judge Phil Plyman calling it.
I wasn't sure if it hit the pole or if it was moving because it hit the net. I couldn't really tell, but the line judge had a great angle on it.
Line judge Phil Plyman called that one. I think it did make contact with the pole, and you don't want to make Kim Metz knows what she sees. She's good at it.
And it's moving. It's a little loose.
Stuff.
It's not tight.
Kim Metz, always good to talk to, always on emails, always very generous in her responses. And we look up stuff for our games that we cover here on NKTelco Sports. Just with our coaches to really contact. That's her program very well, and Reichert going to try to get a kill here, and she does. Reichert with only her second kill. Like you said, she's got the body type. She's the right athlete.
And you guys have got the best angle at home to watch her. You can see her body, how she angles, and the explosion she makes to the net.
Borchers, speaking of explosion, man, Celeste Borchers, second kill. She's really come into her own here as the season's progressed. Plays similar to what her sister Cece did, who graduated last year.
Right. Celeste is one of those players that I believe is going to get better every year. And I think that comes with confidence and strength and, learning how to use her body. Great hustle by Ronnie Poling.
Oh, my. Ronnie Poling making a nice play out the back row. Reichert can't get that ball across, but Ronnie Poling there serving and then diving to get that dig.
That's a long way. I don't remember the dimensions of the court, but that was a long way that she went to get that ball. She should not have had to go that far to get that ball, but she did.
And sky-high serve goes down on the side of the Tigers, and that's her second ace. Coach Kim Metz wants to take a Precision Strip timeout. Again, all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'd like to thank our additional sponsors of Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schreederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. I'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity volleyball action on NKTelco Cable or the NKT.TV app. Tomorrow, September 20th at 5:30 p.m. and Thursday, September 21st at 5:30 p.m. You can also catch the replays of the game on Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503, September 26th at 10 p.m. And the next day, September 27th at 10 p.m. You can also watch the games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and then nktelco.com/sports. Again, bring you all Russia home volleyball games this year. In the winter, we'll bring girls and boys basketball. Also, all home games live for the Jackson Center Tigers as well. Reichert not going to be denied out that timeout time.
Wow.
And now she's back in to serve.
For the Raiders, thank heavens. But she's still attacking from the 10-foot line.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
Gibson going to go outside to Scott. Picked up cross court by Klopfenstein. Nice play at the net. Tigers going to go to Klopfenstein. She's going to dig it out. Raiders going to free ball it over. Nice defensive play. Tigers readjust. They're going to tip. And they're going to get the kill. They sent everyone pretty much to the net, and that's going to be a kill for Kiana Suttles.
Suttles seems to be a player that dumps a lot. So I don't know if she doesn't get back into position because she's blocking. She's responsible for taking care of that middle block, and that's a lot of room.
Off the net, Tigers pick up that attack from Scott. Ludwig hits it flat-footed off the hands of Gibson. Scott going to have to hit it flat-footed. Nice dig by the Tigers, but they're tight at the net and didn't get a clean second touch. Much needed for the Raiders there as the Tigers looked like they were building some momentum. Bell comes out, Dayport comes back in to do the setting duties for the Raiders.
Emma Dayport's been solid in serving this year.
With the attack of the net, Kloffenstein pushes it over, Poling tried to punch it.
Wow.
Tigers back within 2, 22-20.
The hustle and determination of Ronnie Poling tonight is actually blowing me away.
And there's an ace. The Tigers had a little run there earlier. They got a couple of aces. That one coming from Kiana Suttles. They've got 5 of them here in set 1, and the Tigers trail by 1. Suttles serves. Poling set outside her classmate Scott off the blocker. She just gave it a little punch, and it falls down.
Left-handed, mind you. And it almost looked like she reached across her body to, I'm not so sure she couldn't have got that with her right hand, but that one blew me away there a little bit.
Borcher serves. Kloffenstein left front off the blockers. Back on the Tigers side, Kloffenstein comes across the body. Nice dig by Borchers. Dayport outside to Francis on the dump. Tigers pick it up. Reichert outside to Lichtenberg. Lichtenberg on the dump. Dayport in position. Scott sends it in the net. Attack there on the Raiders. Man, great defense by both sides there.
And that's a position she's not used to playing. She was kind of off center a little bit, you know, with the replacement of having Hazel Francis on the left side and Emma Molenkamp on the right. That put her in position in the middle, but she was off center just a hair, and that's new for her.
Dayport. I got the cleanest set there and pushed away by Presley Reese. Will get credit with the solo block. And we're knotted up again here at 23 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard as Coach Watkins is going to burn his last precision strip timeout this set. And Raiders had a 21-17 advantage, and a run here by the Tigers is knotted up at 23.
Right, the Raiders got to find a way to stop the run. Then they only have 1 more point to go, so they got to stop it now. And this next point is crucial. For whoever gets it is crucial. So we'll see what happens. Just a reminder of the second game of the JV game.
Yeah, right there where it's back and forth, and each team had game point, and the Tigers ultimately took it for sweeping it in 2. Again, this game went to 5 sets in game 1, so not a shocker that this first set's 23-23.
No.
2 teams that won a district title last year that both bowed out in the regional semifinal round. Marin Ludwig will serve for the Tigers. Dayport will go outside to Scott. Critical 24th point here. Kloffenstein off the blockers, back to the Tigers side. Kloffenstein hits it out of bounds. Raiders have the upper hand here. Advantage
and with
Rushi.
one of their best servers as well.
Harley Scott in. Raiders 1 point away from taking game 1, 24-23. Pick up by Prenger, overplay. Hazel Francis puts it away, and the Raiders win set 1 by the slimmest of margins, 25-23. We'll take a break, come back with set 2 here next on NK Toko Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Oh, back here in set 2 in the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium. It's a 25-23 Russia Raider victory in set one. And Tanya, wow, that was tight there at the end. The Raiders ultimately pull it out there.
That's everything we expected it to be. They got a slow start. You know, we talked about Jackson Center seemed to score more on the Raiders' errors versus being aggressive and putting the ball away. But that's a tribute to the Raiders' defense as well. They made some really good plays defensively. But we expect this to go 5 games.
Yeah.
So we got our soda. We're ready to go.
Yeah, it's either the games go 3 or go 5. I don't think I've had a single game go 4. I did Sydney Troy last night, and that went 5. That was a great game.
I had 1. I think that was Russia Farallon went 4.
Presley Reese tips it over. And the Tigers pick it up. And put away, Macy Klopfenstein. Puts it away, and she's got 2 kills. A quiet first set from her. The Tigers only had 6 kills that first set, but only lost by 2.
Right.
So big thing if you're the Tigers is eliminate those errors if you're Kim Metz's team. And Macy Klopfenstein has now 4 aces. Man, she's been a beast.
She's a very nice server. And in addition, Maren Ludwig is a very nice setter. She's got really soft hands and she gets to the ball. She is a huge asset to this team and has been setting since she was a freshman.
Yeah, and they always incorporate a variety of setters here. And the Raiders, you know, for so long we're running a 5-1 with Maya Monin, and now they're, you know, you got different girls setting. You got Poland doing some setting, Gibson's doing some setting at times, Dayport.
Right.
So a little different from what Coach Watkins has been used to coaching for 4 years.
There's a lot of changes, and they expected that throughout this year. And that play you saw right there was a communication play. So that's a great sign that the Raiders are on the same level. Communicating. It looked like Ava Gibson was going after the ball, and Cardi Scott called her off, and she retreated. So it let Ava then get to the net to be able to get that second ball, which is what the server should, or what the setter should be. Excuse me. So you can see them communicating, and they're getting used to each other. And you know they are halfway through. They've got to figure things out. You know the Tigers are just keep going. This team's been together pretty much for the last 3 years, so they just keep going.
Picks it up over to Presley Reese, and the Tigers off to a hot start for Presley Reese. 4-1 Tigers. Gibson gets blocked. There, that was Presley Reese again, who gets the block credited there. Presley Reese now with 2 solo blocks. And a hot start for Kim Metz's squad after getting edged out in game 1. And much needed for the Raiders to see that ball sail out of bounds.
The Raiders need to make their own run now. So, you know, if you can run 3, 4, 5 points off every time, that makes a huge difference. You know, like in baseball, you win 2 out of 3, you make the playoffs, right, Brandon?
Exactly. We're hoping our Redlegs can do tonight. And Flippo picks it up. Gibson over to Bell, had 2 kills in set 1. Reichert cross court, dug out nicely by Flippo. Borchers over to Scott, free ball over to the Tigers side. They're going to call Reichert's number again out that left front. Nice play by Scott, but nobody can get the second one. Kimmy Reichert now with 4 kills.
Her teammates know where she's at on the floor. You know, if the setter gets out of the second ball and can't take it, then the person that is taking that setting duty at that time knows where she's at, knows to get her the ball.
6-2 here, Tigers sprint out to an early lead. Serve here from Riley Barhorst. In the middle, nobody gonna deny Ronnie Poland.
That was right over top of that ball.
Yeah.
What looked to be the start of a triple block, and she just went right over top of it.
Exactly, and 3 kills now for Ronnie. And back to serve, and serves it right in the net. And that's what the Raiders need. They need a serving run from Poling, but they don't get it. McKinley Reichert back to serve. And it's going right through the hands of Celeste Borchers. Reichert with her first ace.
The Tigers are definitely being more aggressive this game, as you can tell with 4 kills and 2 aces, and now they're up 8-3. So when you're more aggressive, it pays off.
Dixon going to go out to the left front to Scott. Pinballing around there, nobody can get it. Kill for Carly Scott, her 4th. Substitution for the Raiders, Emma Mullenkamp and Emma Dayport coming in. Dayport served to Klopfenstein. Out to Suttles, picked up by Flippo. Raiders got to Mullenkamp, not the cleanest set there. Tigers pick it up, Klopfenstein gonna have to come across, and that's a solo block for Celeste Borchers.
Mullenkamp's got to figure out how to get back and get ready to hit. Everything that she's sending over is a dump. And those are, it's not real effective where she's throwing them off their game and they're wondering what's happening. She's got to find a way to get back so she can make her true approach.
Klopfenstein sends it long. Klopfenstein been effective from the serve line. And I say there's a touch there, and Rhea Haney going to talk with the up judge here. And I didn't think there was a touch there at the net anyway. I think that was the right call.
I didn't believe so either. The ball just didn't make that touch rotation that you can see.
Those telltale signs. And no argument from Coach Kim Metz. And the Raiders trail 8-6 to the Tigers. Here's set 2. Raiders won set 1. Raiders block the ball back on the Tigers' side. Tigers can't get it across, and the Raiders' blocking presence really been good here these last 2 points.
Right, they're taking away the line, and so they're having to go cross court, and they're really timing Klopfenstein up well.
8-7 our score now, and that's going to go right under the net for a Tiger point. Going back in to serve now, Kiana Suttles. Serve picked up. Got to Borchers. Overpass. Scott puts it away. Good kill for Carly Scott, leading the Raiders. Ella Flippo going to come in now to serve. And Hazel Francis will come in to play front row. The Raiders had to stop and kind of look to where they're going to go to serve. There's Flippo there. And goes serves. Lichtenberg can't send it over.
That really does throw you off.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got something in the middle of the court. It makes you change things.
Certainly does. And Flippo back to serve, trying to see which team can get to 10 first as we're not up at 9. We're on that first National Bank Think First scoreboard. Net presence by Carly Scott, pretty good. Net presence by Mullenkamp. And they said it never crossed. Wow, the Raiders at the net have been pretty impressive here.
Yes.
Coach Kim Metz with the timeout. We'll take it with them. Our score, Rushi 10, Jackson Center 9 here in NK Circle Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back here at the Claire, it's 10-9. Rushi over Jackson Center. There's took set 1, 25-23. Macy Klopfenstein. Kills dug out by Ronnie Poling. Klopfenstein going to try again. The Raiders get some touches at the net. Lichtenberg. Dug out by Flippo. Raiders go to Carly Scott. Nicely dug out by the Tigers. They send it over. Daypor going to call Hazel Francis' number. The freshman. Over to Scott. I'm going to say a lift there, and I'm going to give that kill to Hazel Francis. It's going to be Hazel's 3rd kill. Well, 5 kills between freshmen now. Celeste Borchers and Hazel Francis.
Cousins.
Yeah, cousins.
Freshman cousins.
Ludwig gonna get it in. There's a touch and it fell in the back line anyway. That's gonna be a kill for Klopfenstein.
She hits it hard. And so if you can't time her up and push it back, it's just gonna go off top of your hands. And what had happened there. Yeah, Macy Klopfenstein has really a nice approach, and she goes up with a purpose. She's not just going up to see what's gonna happen and dump it over.
Scott sends it over, dug out by Ludwig. Reichert. Out, gets the ball sent over. Day 4. We go to the outside, the left front to Hazel Francis. Dug out, Presley Reese. And Macy Klopfenstein gets away her second kill of set 2. Knotted up at 11 on that first National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coverman, Tanya Hammonds, glad to have you here on NK Telco Sports, whether you're watching that live or on our playback channels or on YouTube on the Archives channel. And then the Mullenkamp in the middle, and Tanya, you mentioned it earlier, she's got a pretty good angle on that ball.
She did a great job there going up with a purpose and putting it away. That's one thing out of Emma Mullenkamp. She's got size, but she's got to be more consistent going up with a purpose.
Scott sends it over. Ludwig just going to have to tap it, and I don't think it ever crossed. And another.
If Poling would have touched that, she would have been called for over the net, and I'm wondering if Coach Metz is asking for that because she likes to argue that call a lot.
Yeah, it was close. Scott sends it over, dug out nicely by Jackson Center. And they're really starting to get Macy Klopfenstein going here in this second set.
You know, McKinley Reichert is a fabulous player, and I'd want her on my team every day. But she needs, they're mixing things up a little bit, and Klopfenstein's getting the ball more, so you don't know, the blockers are having to guess where the ball is going to go. They have to read it a little more.
Boy, and Jackson Center sent a triple block, and Ronnie Poling has that one fall for her 4th kill. Samantha Bell, Ava Gibson coming in. So again, one of the 3 freshmen that Coach Watkins is playing. And Coach Watkins, if you can say in his 8-year tenure, is not afraid to play freshmen.
No.
The ball is sent long.
But one thing that Coach Watkins and Coach Strunk do is they invest so much personal time.
Yeah.
You know, they don't leave practice and then they go home to their families. They're up here on, you know, especially in the spring, you see them doing one-on-one stuff when the Ohio High School allows them to. They're doing that extra time that they need to put into their program to the youth and to any of the kids that want to. If you want extra time, they'll help you. You just have to ask for it.
And really, you see Coach Watkins talk about other coaches in the area, John Rogers, Diana Kramer, whoever. You've seen volleyball explode in popularity. And
right.
Coach Watkins has done a really nice job of growing the sport at Russia. Kim Metz as well. And saying that she's right in front of us. The late Jackson Center's been a powerhouse of a program for years. As Reichert sings that long. Metz with 2 state championships back-to-back in 2015 and 16.
She's like the GOAT around here. You know, Kim personally is a great person, has done a lot for female athletes in the area, not only at, you know, Jackson Center, but all other schools where she's coaching JO teams and she's running a club and, you know, you're out talking to her and she just, not only does she want her program to succeed, but she wants other young ladies to just to be good volleyball players and understand the sport because it is a lot of fun.
Tight set. That was not a good set by Gibson, to say the least. As it Poling had no chance to make a play on that.
I don't know that she had great footwork in that set right there. She couldn't get her shoulders square, and she was angled towards the net, which that's where the ball went. Where your shoulders are is where the ball is going to go.
So as Borchers can't get it across, and a 3-point win by Jackson Center to tie it up here at 16. Again, Kim Metz over 500 wins, and again, 2 state titles.
Some of those were against me, Brandon. Not as a player, as a coach. She hasn't been there that long. Nice pickup.
Lichtenberg going to send it over, and Coach Watkins talking to his team. That ball is out. And Coach
Great hustle by the Tigers.
Coach Aaron Watkins, a 2012 alum of Fairlawn, bringing over that Fairlawn volleyball history to Brushy, and has revitalized his program. He's won 6 district titles in a row as Poling sends it long. And prior to that, the Raiders had 3 district titles. He's over doubled that. It's tripled that to 9 and has won 3 league titles in 2018, 2020, and last year in 2022. Samantha Bell sends it over. Picked up by the Tigers. Klopfenstein off the blockers. Nice play by Poling to keep it alive. Gibson able to make a play on it, but that ball hung there so long, it's tough to keep up with.
That's a communication error right there. Ava Gibson did the right thing by trying to play it off her hands versus off her wrist versus her underhanded versus overhanded. Let's go there. But I don't think she looked at the ball. She had her eyes were up trying to figure out where to send the ball, and she did not look the ball right into her wrist.
We got a timeout here by Coach Aaron Watkins. 19-17 Jackson Center, set 2 of volleyball here on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, it's a 19-17 Jackson Center lead. Ava Gibson goes outside to Carly Scott, picked up by the Tigers. Bell picks it up, sent over by Poland. Free ball opportunity for the Tigers. They dump and go on 2, and that's going to be a kill there for Riley Barhorst.
Okay, I'll give them that there. I didn't see that one coming either.
Yeah.
So she fooled me there.
It's a great sell.
Yes, it was.
Tigers trying to even this up at a set apiece. 25-23, the Raiders win the first set. Tigers hold a 3-point advantage here. Lichtenberg outside, picked up by Flippo. Goes out to Scott. Picked up in the back row by Pranger. Klopfenstein sends it just long by a nose.
You see the Tigers' confidence in Macy Klopfenstein this game versus the last game. Everything was to McKinley Reichert last game. Now she's in the back row. She's ready to go. She's calling for the ball, but they've got confidence in Klopfenstein right now, and she has delivered.
Medayport to serve. Klopfenstein up front, and it went long. No touch for after that. Coach couldn't match up. I don't
agree with them either.
You thought there was a touch?
Yes, I do think there was a touch.
I don't know. I didn't think so from my perspective, but I don't know. It's one of those 50-50 calls that, it's tight either way.
Well, it is right in front of the referee, so, oh heavens. I didn't expect that to happen there.
Klopfenstein tries to dump it over. Dayport. We go right back to Scott for the tie. Dug out by Reichert. Klopfenstein trying to put it away. Plays the dunk. Dayport picks it up. Scott goes on 2. And the Tigers go back on 2 in return. Dayport outside to the left front to Scott. Off the blockers. It's down for a termination.
Nice block by the Tigers.
The combo of Kiana Settles and Dee Lichtenberg. Going to combine there for the block assist. 21-19 Tigers. Serve short. Not picked up well by the Raiders, and Dayport was over the center line.
The only thing I disagree on that one is, though, she looked like she was trying to pull it back on their side of the court, on Rushie's side of the court, versus sending it over, because they called, a back row attack.
And another one, the Tigers go on 2. Riley Barhorst has picked up 2 kills. A precision short timeout called by Coach Aaron Watkins. We'll take it with them. Tigers ahead 23-19 of the Rushi Raiders here in set 2. Girls Varsity Volleyball.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Back here in Kansas Sports, Tigers looking to even this game up at a set apiece. Carly Scott, I don't think her back her attack ever failed.
I don't think so either.
And hits off the tape, and it's set point for the Tigers. 24-19, the server, Kiana Suttles. Hits it short. Scott back over to Dayport in the middle of the Molenkamp, and Molenkamp gets the Raiders to the 20-point threshold. Flippo into serve. The Raiders got to rattle off 4 straight here. They want to stay alive. Barhorse sets it outside of Klopfenstein, off the blockers and down. And we're tied at a set apiece. The Tigers win set 2, 25-20. We'll take a break. We're even at a set apiece between Mauricio and Jackson Center. Hold tight for set number 3 here next on NK Toko Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Back here, beginning of set number 3 here on NK Toko Sports as we re-clear the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And the Tigers going to get an ace to start from Marion Ludwig. And Tanya, that second set belonged to the Tigers, 25-20. After the Raiders took set 1, 25-23.
Tigers were much more aggressive that game. I had them for 10 kills and 2 aces. And they're starting out the first 2 points of this game with aces.
Yeah, aces there from Marion Ludwig. Aces 2 and 3 to get the Tigers off to a quick 2-0 start. Ludwig giving the go from the up judge. That's going to be, almost 3 aces to start, but the Raiders are just going to be able to free ball it over. Klopfenstein off the blockers and out for a point for Macy Klopfenstein. That's 7 kills for Macy. And she got more involved with the offense, and that was big for Jackson.
She did.
And mishandled, and Ludwig going to get an ace there and a precision strip time out by Coach Aaron Watkins. And again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors here on NK Toko: Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schuderman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors: First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza, Timeouts, Precision Strip, and our player of the game, which Tanya and I will select from either winning team here, is brought to you by NK Toko. So out of the Precision Strip timeout, the Tigers off to a fast 4-0 start, thanks to 3 Marion Ludwig aces here, Tanya. And
right, they've started out this game. They're scoring because they're being aggressive. They're not scoring on airs right now.
Let's go to the middle to Emma Molenkamp. Ludwig goes to the outside, and so that was in. Just must have grazed the back line, and Klopfenstein with her 8th kill. Kaufenstein has been electric. Definitely a candidate for our NK Telco Player of the Game.
She's had a lot more swings, I believe, than Reichert has at this point.
Says she crossed the center line. Called that late last set by Daypor. And the Raiders yet to graze the scoreboard here.
You know, and we've seen this happen out of the Raiders this year, where they start out 8-0 run and come back and tie it back up. So you can't count this Raider group out.
Raiders off to a blazing fast start. Raiders trying to respond. They go to Scott, and she puts that one away. Really, Scott with a team high 6 kills. And now Scott's gonna get an ace. She gets a kill, she gets an ace. And that's really, Tanya, the big difference this year. The Raiders only got 4 aces. Jackson Center's got 2 players out, 4 aces.
Right, they've got 4 service errors also, so it's kind of, you got to be in the plus range to make things happen.
Nice return by the Tigers, and Ronnie Poling puts it away. So after the 6-0 start by the Tigers, the Raiders rattle off 3 straight themselves.
The Tigers' first 3 points were on aces and kills. Now are the Raiders at 3 points with aces and kills. So that's how, you know, the more aggressive you are, you're going to have errors like they just had there. That happens, but you've got to continue to be aggressive.
7-3 as that ball goes long. Flippo goes over to Daypor, over to Mullenkamp. And Reichert puts that one away. Reichert gets her 6th kill. Kaufenstein back to serve. She's been dangerous, but she's going to commit a serving error here.
That's an advantage right there for the Raiders to not. She made a huge run, maybe what, 5 points?
Yeah.
In the last game.
And Ava Gibson to serve here for the Raiders. A freshman comes in. Tigers doubling up the Raiders 8-4 on the First National Bank first scoreboard, and Gibson trade service errors with the Tigers as Suttles will enter the lineup back in for Pranger. Suttles goes to the front row. Scott can't handle it, and there's a double hit. Credit the ace there to a Tiger. Credit that one there to Paige Dodd. Poling gonna attack from beyond the 10-foot line. There was a touch, and Poling will get the kill.
She's got to find a way to get more involved in this game.
Saw her make some hustle plays earlier. She's playing, like you said, all around.
Absolutely.
Picks the ball up, over to Reese, and a tag team block there. We go to Poling and Celeste Borchers. Six to 10, it's Tiger lead here. Tied at a set apiece. Reichert coming out of that left front, and that ball is in. McKinley Reichert just tucked it in there for her 7th kill of the match. Presley Reese will enter out. Riley Barhorse coming in to serve, and B. Lichtenberg. Barhorse serves. Picked up by the Raiders, and a ball handling error there on Ava Gibson. Ball picked up, overpass. Aaron, the Tigers got away with a clear double there. Lichtenberg, that's the ball picked up by Gibson. They're just going to have to free ball it over. Reichert left front, dug out nicely by Flippo. Borchers sends it long though.
That's a great pickup by Flippo.
Yeah.
If you watch the skill that she did there with sliding her body and getting her shoulders behind it, you know, it wasn't quite as far up to the net, but you just have to receive that ball. You can't swing at it. She did a great job. That was an ugly rotation. She finished it off with a good set, or a good dig, and unfortunately the Raiders didn't get the point there. We're seeing some ugly play right now. Is that frustration, tired, what?
Yeah. 13-7. Jackson Center ahead on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Arushi, Brandon Coleman, Tanya Hammonds here from the Claire Cinevo Gymnasium. Nice dig by Flippo, but just not going to be able to get that one there. Got the kill there. I believe it was number 5, Kiana Suttles. Second kill. McKinley Reichert goes back to serve. Football score here, 14-7. Gibson out to Bell. Bell's attack is picked up, goes out to Lichtenberg. Gibson tied at the net. The Raiders will just show with that pass, and they're in the net. Coach Aaron Watkins calls for a timeout. Tigers in control ahead 15-7 of Rushi here on NK Telco Sports.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Back here on NK Telco Sports out of the precision strip timeout. Oh, just sailed long there by the Tigers at 15-8. Advantage here for Jackson Center as Emma Dayport comes in. The Raiders, like we said, Tanya, have made some changes and a variety of setters. You'll see Emma Dayport, Ava Gibson split it as Dayport sends it in the net. And you'll see Ronnie Pulling do some things. So Rushi throws really 3 setters at you.
Right, just like you see on the Tigers, when the setter has to take a play that they're not supposed to take, you see Reichert step in. She's probably the next best person to do that. And now you see the same thing on the Raiders side with Ronnie Poling.
And there's a touch at the net. Kill down for Scott. He's got a team high 7. Ella Flippo. Hazel Francis will come in. Offenstein, silver dug out by Dayport. Bowling gonna hit it in the middle to Scott, who just sent it long. Man, you can really tell this momentum has shifted to the Tigers
drastically.
And what was tight set 1 and 2. The Raiders win at 25-23. The Tigers win at 20-25. It's now, 17-9 advantage. I haven't seen an 8-point game. I haven't seen a game blown open yet.
And this is kind of how things have gone for the Raiders off and on. I think it was the Covington game. I think they won one game like 25-10 and then lost one game 25-8. It was real, a lot of peaks and valleys.
Ace for Ludwig, and she's going to get another. Maren Ludwig with 4 aces this set. She's got 6 of them, and the Raiders serve receive has really struggled.
And Coach Watkins is just trying to get the morale of his team up right now and, finish this game.
Boy, and the Jackson Center serving has been the difference. Maren Ludwig with 7 aces. 14 aces by Jackson Center here in this ball game compared to the Raiders 4. That's the difference there for you. Bowling out to Scott. Dug out Ludwig and put away. And I think that's Scott still there. Then this game went to 5 sets at Jackson Center. The Tigers pulled that one out. Tigers trying to keep pace with Fort Laramie as Raiders send that long.
in this game, I have the Tigers for 7 aces and the Raiders for 4 service errors.
There's your difference.
There's 11 points.
There it is, all in the serve game. Poling in the middle, dug out by Reichert, back to the Raiders side. Dayport, the senior, going to go outside Virginia Mullencamp, and that's a block. Give it to McKinley Reichert and Presley Reese, who will combine.
That was a great block by them. They timed that really well, but also Emma Mullencamp really, like we talked about earlier, going up with a purpose and making some, giving the Raiders a little bit more offense that they need.
Ball hit out. Tigers doubling up the Raiders 22-11. As Ava Gibson comes back in to serve. And there's an ace. Their 5th one of the night as a team. Ava Gibson's 2nd. Sim hits it right to Reese. Reichert attacks him beyond the 10-foot line. Gibson going to set it out to Bell, who's going to hit it long. It's 23-12.
The good thing about volleyball versus a lot of other sports, as soon as this game's over, it's over, and you move on to the next one. You know, not like basketball when you're down 30 points. You're still down 30 points at the end of the quarter.
Can't reset.
No.
Exactly. And this game's been dominated from the get-go from the Tigers. They scored the first 6 points, 4 of them off aces, and really set the tone for what the score shows on the First National Bank Pink Fish scoreboard. And Presley Reese sets up game point here. Dee Lichtenberg and Riley Barhorst coming in. And Riley Barhorst comes in. She has 2 kills, coming in playing some setting duties. Man, she had a couple dumps over a couple tips, and those were huge.
Those
really
tricked me too.
Yeah, huge and shifting Jackson Center's momentum. Pulling, sets out to Francis. There's a Francis with 4 kills.
There's a leadership of, you know, Ronnie Poling stepping up and saying, I got this ball. I got the better angle than you do. You know, the setter, they preach. The setter gets a second ball. But in that scenario, she had a better angle, which resulted in a kill by Celeste Borchers.
Take that back with Celeste Borchers with the kill. That's her 3rd of the night. Reichert looking to end match 3. Picked up by the Raiders. Scott out that left front. Denied at the net. Gianna settles with that block, and Jackson Center takes set number 3, 25-14. We'll step aside, come back with set 4 here next on NK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Today's households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth.
Get NK Telco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NK-TELCO today.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, it's a new set here, and probably welcome news for the Raiders as they start off with the first point, Tanya. That set with pure domination by the Tigers, particularly from the service line.
It absolutely was. They did a fantastic job being so aggressive at the serving line, and you know, the Raiders, Cardi Scott's being aggressive. Got an ace on the first one and turned around and hit one out. But you got to keep being aggressive. We saw Ronnie Poling that last game not jump serve again. So she backed off, which she can't. She's got to keep being aggressive and going for it. But as the game goes on, you get tired. That didn't look like she was tired, but I'm just saying.
Poling gets her 8th kill of the match, and Samantha Bell and Ava Gibson come in on the rotation. And yeah, saying that. And I always talk about aggressiveness. I always refer back to Diana Kramer, the 4-time state champion coaching the Green Cardinals, and she always preaches aggressiveness. No, the ace percent or the serve percentage might not be the crisp, but you're getting the most aces for a reason.
Absolutely.
And it balances out.
That's points.
Yeah, exactly. Riker to the cross. Francis had to play it tight to the pole.
Yeah.
Get the kill to Riker, her 8th. Tied with Klopfenstein for a team high, and tied with Scott in Poling for a match high. So 4 players with 8 aces. So the top 4 kill getters between the 2 teams. They just got to have better service if they want to force a decisive 5th set. Riker takes a little off it, and that's a smart veteran play by McKinley Riker.
Absolutely. The Raiders are back on. I mean, I would be too. I'd be back on my heels waiting for that hard one to come. Then you got to change directions and go forward, and your body's off balance, and it's hard to go forward when you're sitting back.
All picked up well there by Flippo, but a ball handling error there by Gibson, and the frustration kind of mounting here for the freshman as it's her 3rd ball handling error of the night. Tigers doubling up the Raiders here early, 4-2. Gibson got it over. She made a good play there, but Riker just changing speeds, and she's at double-digit kills.
That situation, you know, it resulted in a kill. However, Riker should have, in my opinion, attacked with aggression because there was no block there. You know, was her teammates telling her that. But and then it jumps in the middle. If you're not up blocking, you better be ready to play defense. We see Izzy Chapman come in to give Ava Gibson a little break, maybe to get her confidence back up a little bit. You know, Coach Watkins has all the confidence in the world in her, or else he would not have her on the floor. He just needs to give her a little break.
Marilyn Ludwig sees the Russia defense sucked up and tucks it into that corner. A timeout called by Aaron Watkins. Again, all timeouts this year on NK Toko Sports are brought to you by Precision Strip. And again, we'd like to remind you that NK Toko Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity volleyball action on NK Toko Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 156. Tomorrow, September 20th at 5:30 p.m. and Channel 155 Thursday, September 21st at 5:30 p.m. You can also watch the games on Channel 3 or Channel 503, September 26th at 10 p.m. and September 27th at 10 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. And again, we're glad to bring you all Rushi home volleyball games and the boys and girls basketball, which Tanya and I will be doing quite a bit of in the winter. And you can also catch all home Jackson Center games as well, covering games from Sydney, Bremen, Knoxville, Minster, and Bawkins, all on the RT Motion camera.
Well, I guess they're not going to call her under the net. That was weird. I think Samantha Bell was halfway on the other side of the net. They didn't call anything.
No, you're right. Riker goes
that
back.
Didn't clear.
Yeah, that ball did not clear. I'm not going to cut at anyone on the radio side of the block.
Didn't think it cleared. Get a little excited every once in a while.
Raiders getting doubled up 6-3. Flippo serve. Ludwig goes the outside to Riker. She sends it long. This Tiger team full of veterans. Grace Springer is senior, Kim Suttles is senior, Paige Guy is a senior, and Macy Klopfenstein is senior, but a lot of people that'll come back next year for Jackson Center. Reese off the blockers, back to the Tigers side. Chapman will dig it out. Over by Celeste Borchers. Celeste Borchers with 4 kills tonight. Man, you look at this, you know, the Raider roster, a few veterans, a lot of young ones. Tiger roster's veteran, and that's when Kim Metz teams are usually the best.
Right. And, you know, the rumor is, and I don't know if this has been confirmed, that this is going to be her last year. I don't know that. But there's been some rumblings about it. But I'd be hard to leave with a lot of juniors on the team right now, coming seniors, because this is a group. I really watched them a lot in junior high, and you know, was impressed with Ludwig's play and Reichert's play and Reese's play. They just gel really well in all sports. And volleyball and basketball.
And there's been you had Elkert there, retire last year. And certainly Elkert and Metz, a big duo there for a while, and Ronnie Pullen puts it away. And, you do a lot of PA, Tanya, and you go to Jackson Center, the half side of the cat, and Kim Metz does the PA.
Yes.
So, hey, always great hearing from both of them. Interact with Kim a lot. Talk about one of the more classier coaches in the area.
Absolutely.
Very intense, but play, you see her team make few mistakes and play always to the best of their ability or even better.
That's a good save by Jackson.
Reichert left front, puts it away. I mean, Reichert now with 11 kills.
You can see the angle of her body. She looks like almost Superman style. She's her vertical, and she's at an angle, and she's using her whole body putting into that attack.
Reichert, spells picked up by Celeste Borchers. Goes outside, left front to Scott. Side of the net, Lichtenberg cannot put away. Lichtenberg's the one that's kind of been quiet against Anna, the game I had a few weeks ago. She was key, had 5 or 6 kills that game, and kind of a quiet night for her.
She's got a lot of responsibility on this side, trying to block, Carly Scott, trying to block Celeste Borchers, and sometimes when you're blocking and then now you're trying to rotate back to be ready to attack, you get caught up because you're still blocking.
Nice save by Scott. The Raiders just going to have to free ball it over. Can't angle it inbounds. And the Tigers have a 9-7 lead on that First National Bank Think3 scoreboard that you see on your own screen.
Subtle serve for a run, maybe last game?
Yep. Block there, B. Lichtenberg gonna get that. Speaking of her and blocking, this is a solo block for her.
One thing there is, your reaction for Cardi Scott is just to try to hit it and save it and maintain it. But there is someone behind her, but again, that's communication. If you're talking and you know that somebody's behind you, to be able to play up that ball, that's important.
Borchers tries to deliver up the solo block. Number 7, Paige Guy, the lead blocker for the Tigers coming in. And she come in with 22 blocks on the season. Raiders can't protect it, and it's an ace for Jackson Center. An ace for Kiana Suttles. And another one for Suttles. Timeout, Coach Aaron Watkins. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Step aside, Jackson 13, Lucy 7, set 4 volleyball here on Kentucky Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here on NK Telco Volleyball, and Carly Scott off the timeout with 9 kills now. It's a 13-8 advantage now for the Jackson Center Tigers. Trying to put this away in 4 sets, trying to keep pace with Fort Laramie, a game behind in the Shelby County Athletic League race. It'll be a big win. Lichtenberg hits it long, but the Raiders here, this is really, like you said, to control their own destiny. They need some help.
They're going to need some help taking Laramie down to go into Fort Laramie in October to be able to tie for the league.
All that about becomes nearly impossible if they cannot hold on here against the Jackson Center Tigers. Klopfenstein now with 9 kills.
She's had a fantastic game this evening between serving and and hitting and playing back row. She's done a really good job.
Ludwig says it, and that's in. Marion Ludwig now with 8 aces on the night. That one just misjudged. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, I would have questioned that one, but when it's so close, you've got to take it.
Dayport takes the ball this time over to Dayport. Go out to Scott in the right front. Becker took over at the net. Back over on the Tigers side. Ludwig trying to tuck it in the back corner. Nicely played by Flippo. Hazel Francis out the left front. Picked up. And Scott gets a ball teed up to her, and she slams it in the ground. Chloe Scott at the 10-kill threshold. Sends it long. Raiders trail by 4 now, 15-11. Jackson Center. The first set was won by the Raiders 25-23. The Tigers won the next set 25-20. They won set 3 convincingly 25-14. Now the Tigers are starting to get other hitters involved. That's the least of the program.
Right. That possession right there pulled the blockers over to defend Ludwig so she's not dumping, and that left Reese open, didn't give them enough time to get out there, and then she put it away for the kill.
So pulling in the middle. Rolling along the tape.
Wasn't pretty, but they'll take it.
And that falls to Ronnie Pulling, her 10th kill. I was thinking about Kim Metz too. She holds that footboard. I think that's kind of been her signature little thing.
I think it's to keep her from, like, I don't know what it keeps her from doing, but she always has that clipboard in her hand, and it's going to be sad to not see her on the sideline when she's done. You know, she's put her time in. She's had some great programs, but sometimes it's time to do things for yourself. And if this is it for her, then I wish her nothing but the best, and if it's not, I still wish her nothing but the best.
Chapman in with serve. Ludwig in the middle to Reese. Reese pushes and pushes it in.
The Raider defense got sucked in, waiting for a swing versus a long dump.
Some people would say, is that like a lift, like she's carrying the ball?
That has changed so much in volleyball over the years of what they get away with, and that push where everybody will yell, she pushed it, she pushed it. That's also evolved throughout the game as it's gotten quicker, and as long as you don't physically take it and throw it and you've got a delayed contact, you're okay. One thing I was going to say about Courtney Flippo earlier that she has a disadvantage of when she's playing in the back row is her height.
Yeah.
If you're Ronnie Pulling and a ball's coming, you can get it overhand and you can guess it a little bit easier. She doesn't have that height, and she's really got to depend on, if it's close, she's got to take it.
That ball, that's good. To Riker. Or is that Ludwig? Or not Ludwig, sorry, Kloppenstein. See that? I missed that one. Serve now is Avery Jackson, another junior, sitting at 5'4". An overpass, flying opportunity for Riker. She's got a varsity trophy. And Jackson Center, the first to 25 points away from putting this away in 4 and moving to 9-3.
In this game, if you put Reichert up against Pulling in the game that they've had, when it comes to league honors, my vote would go for Reichert versus Pulling ahead. And when you don't serve receive well and you're not getting the attacks that you are, as many swings as you normally do, that hurts you too. Pulling hasn't had the opportunity to put the ball away like Reichert has. She's had a ton of swings.
Ball put in the net by Jackson Center. I'd say that first team probably, take Reichert, Take Poling probably, and Scott's going to be in the discussion. He's probably going to Jenna Barhorse, Summer Huang from Fort Laramie.
Absolutely.
Probably going to be in the discussion for that.
It'll be interesting.
Very honest, like it puts it away there for the kill.
And the tiebreaker is going to be who wins the league, essentially.
That's a lot of times it, and that's a debated thing too.
Yeah.
People say,
is that right?
You win the league. Yeah, is that right or not?
But then it goes to who does the coach put up first as their first player? Like you look at Fort Laramie, and we talk about Summer Huang and Barhorst. Who does John Rogers think is his best player? A lot of people take that into account. What does that look like? In my opinion, Barhorst for Laramie is the player of the year. Hoyne can't do anything without her. Hoyne is a fabulous player, and I'd take her too. But Barhorst she's dangerous.
And Jackson Center now at match point, 24-15, as McKinley Reichert trying to put the nail in the coffin here. It's to go from the up judge. Reichert jump serve. So the Borchers mishandled. The Raiders going to be out of system. Scott. It's over to Klopfenstein. Nice play. Tigers going to reset. They'll just free ball it over. Football up front to Scott. Lichtenberg kicks it out. Klopfenstein denied the net. Borchers. Over to Chapman. Over to Scott. Front, Scott dug out by Reichert. A long, furious rally here that's won by the home team. And the Dayport are going to come in to serve for the Raiders. Outside Klopfenstein, and right at the net was a touch. Scott up front, dug out. Try to get it over. Lichtenberg can. There'll be a Raider point anyway. And what Scott was trying to call for right there. Wasn't it under the net or what?
I'm not sure there what they were wanting.
And the kill is down. The Tigers, they go to victory. That kill by Kiana Suttles there. And Jackson Center takes set number 4, 25-17. And we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here tonight before we'll let Tanya tally up the final totals here. And to again thank our sponsors here tonight. Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schreederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Gulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, Monoxia Supply, SecureCom, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSN Radio. Our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Piece of the Game, Pure Pizza, Timeout sponsors, Precision Strip, our NK Telco player of the game, which we'll name from Jackson Center here in a second. And our live view sponsor, for Arushi, is Superior Aluminum. Again, I'd like to remind you, NK Telco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's volleyball action on NK Telco cable or NK2.tv. App channel 156 tomorrow, September 20th at 5:40 p.m. and on Thursday, September 21st, on channel 155 at 5:30 p.m. We'll also watch the games on channel 3 at 5:03, September 26th at 10 p.m. and September 27th at 10 p.m. You can also watch more games on YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So it's a 4-set victory for the Jackson Center Tigers, and let's take a look at our final totals here for both sides.
Unofficially for Jackson Center, I had them with 34 kills, 18 aces, 4 service errors, and 13 blocks. For the Raiders, I had them unofficially with 35 kills, 6 aces, 8 service errors, and 16 blocks. They were aggressive at the net. However, the service errors and the serve receive is what took the Raiders down tonight and gave the Tigers a victory.
And, Raiders take that game 1 and Tigers take a close game 2 and really took that momentum and rode it home, their experience and everything in sets 3 and 4. And now they keep pace with the Fort Laramie Redskins atop the Shelby County Athletic League.
Yeah, it'll be a good race till the end. Because Anna could step up and be a spoiler, or Fairlawn could be a spoiler yet. So, can any of them take down Fort Laramie? We shall see. But it's going to be fun watching Shelby County volleyball throughout the rest of the season.
And before we go, to name our NK Telco player of the game here, and Tanya, I'm going to give you that responsibility there. Our winning team tonight will take home the NK Telco player of the game.
I really felt like for the Tigers tonight, Macy Kloppenstein really had some great plays and momentum in game 2 and 3. In game 4, the Tigers really spread out their offense much more than they had in the other games, which then took down the Raiders 25-17 in that 4th game. So NK Telco player of the game, Macy Kloppenstein, a senior from Jackson Center.
So congratulations to Macy Kloppenstein, the Jackson Center Tigers on their 4-set win. They advanced to 9-3 and 6-1 in the league. They'll play at home against the Anna Rockets on Thursday, a game you can catch on NK Telco Sports by ordering the pay-per-view. And the Rooster Raiders will fall to 7-5. They'll hit the road to Shelby. They'll hit the road here in the Shelby County Athletic League and play the Fairlawn Jets. So for the final time here tonight, the Jackson Center Tigers defeat the Rooster Raiders in 3 sets, 23-25, 25-20, 25-14, and 25-17. For Tanya Hammonds, I'm Brandon Koberman saying we'll see you here next time on NK Telco Sports.